Hello and welcome everybody to another Final Fantasy draft video. I'm paulcheon and today we are sitting at Platinum. Yeah, that's right. This is going to be the first draft that I'm going to be doing in quite some time. As you noticed from the last few videos, I went really hard with the Final Fantasy booster boxes. I posted 4 or 5 sealed decks in a row, but now sadly that event is behind us. So now it's back to the mean streets of draft and trying to get to Mythic. And you know what I found out? Actually, I didn't realize this. Edge of Eternities is right around the corner, which is a little unfortunate because I wanted actually a little more time to play Final Fantasy, but yeah, Edge of Eternities is going to be coming out in 2 or 3 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. So I have to start preparing for that already, even though I'm still trying to figure out this format. So overall, I ended up winning 7 booster boxes. I actually won 2 more boxes. It was not recorded with a blue-white deck. I lost the first round and rattled off 7 in a row. And I thought the deck was kind of mediocre, but we ended up getting there. So 7 booster boxes in total with about $400 in entry fees, I'm going to say overall. So overall, I think up roughly about $1,000. So pretty good. But now we're playing for lower stakes, but trying to get to Mythic nonetheless. All right, so let's hop in. And before we do, though, just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want booster boxes or singles, check them out. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also, go to heavyplay.com for all your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories needs. You need deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more. They've got a ton of premium products. heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Alrighty. I've opened a lot of packs recently, but this one is not that exciting. I think I'm debating between one of these 2 green cards. Magitech Infantry is also fine if you want to do some aggressive things, but I generally have more fun drafting the green deck, so that's kind of where I want to lean. You know, I like Chocobo Kick, but I like starting things off with the Fat Chocobo. This card, there's just lots of cool combos that you can do with the Chocobo. Clash of the Icons, notably, is a nice combination. I think the Chocobo Kick is also very nice because it's a really good interactive spell, but I like starting things off with a nice little top end threat here. Now we have Ultros, Vaughn, and Sephiroth's Intervention, Dragoon's Wyvern, and Prompto Argentum. Now among the commons, I think it's a pretty clear Sephiroth's Intervention, and then amongst the uncommons, I mean, you can make a case, but I do think Sephiroth's Intervention is better than both the red uncommons. The question is whether or not I think the Intervention is better or worse than Ultros. Now, I think in the appropriate deck, the Ultros is stronger. But given our first pick, I'm going to take the Intervention. It's also a much more splashable removal spell. So let's just take the Intervention here. But I do think the Ultros definitely has more upside, given what we've seen so far. And now we see a Cryptic Command and he traveled the overworld. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Not pass Cryptic Command? Look, I'm taking the Cryptic Command. I mean, this is a signal that blue is likely going to be open. This card is super fun. And we can either end up, I mean, we'll just take it and see where this goes. But I am not the person to pass the Cryptic Command, okay? I will not be that person. Okay, so do you know what? This is an extremely exciting start here for me. You know, Ultros obviously would have been very good here because it would have let us decide our second color a little bit later here. But pack 1, pick 4 gives us Combat Tutorial and Circle of Power. You know, I think Combat Tutorial could maybe be the pick here. But Circle of Power also seems quite nice. And like, if I do end up in blue-black, I'm often going to have other wizards, right? And for that reason, for that reason, I will take Circle of Power. But I think you can also take Combat Tutorial there, especially if you're unsure what your second color is going to be, and we want to lean towards taking blue cards. Swallowed by Leviathan's excellent here. Fire Magic, also a late Fire Magic, which is a really good control card too. But this is a pretty decent start here for some kind of control deck. Green seems to be pretty dry here. I think I'll just take an Undercity Dire Rat for a 2-mana play. Baron could also be interesting if I wanted to move into blue-red specifically, but I think I'm just happy being blue-black. And Treno is an incredible land for this deck specifically, especially when you're trying to play cards like Cryptic Command. I think this is wonderful. Starting Town also a very good land though. And yeah, I mean, this is looking decent. Although some of the packs do seem to be drying up at this point. Pack 1, pick 8 gives us not a whole lot. Black Waltz, I don't really care for. I guess maybe there's a weird world where I can splash that. But don't think I want to. Here, there's Phantom Train or Capital City or Gone. But I don't know that I want to splash another color here. Phantom Train isn't particularly good in blue-black. So I think I'll check Capital City. It also gives us the option to potentially splash. Take another Capital City here. Just a bunch of towns. Sage's Nolitz is a fine, if not a fine but unexciting 2-drop here. But yeah, I mean, I guess things kind of dried out a little bit here. And now I'm wondering what we should be doing here for our second color. I mean, I feel like we can just lock into a blue-black deck here. But certainly it is being contested to the point where we're not tabling any like playable type cards here, so we'll see how this goes. Like you want to see late Hecties, Syncopates, you know, cards of that nature, but we're not really getting any of it. Crossroads Village though, man, we're getting all the towns. So if we do end up with some town payoffs, we can maybe go in that direction. Don't really love the ramen. I mean, I like ramen in general. Like ramen is a delicious noodle dish, but this is not where we want to be. Wow, this is, you know, an interesting pack, not for us, though. Aerith and Firion can be cool in various red, white, blue, white shells. Chocobo Kick is an okay removal spell. Guess I'm just going to take a Sahagin out of this pack. It's the only decent blue or black card. And we are certainly in need of 2-drops. And we have 3 4-mana spells here already to go into our deck. Yeah, to make this card really good, I would love to pick up Black Mage's Rod as a potential 2-mana option. There's actually a lot of good 2-mana options in blue and black. I don't mind Scorpion Sentinel. The Dire Rat's fine. Hecties is fine. Sahagin is fine. And so is the Black Mage's Rod. Here for us, though, Golbez isn't particularly strong. It's just a 2-mana 1/4. Generally, you're just not going to have enough artifacts in your blue-black decks. So for us, it's between Salvagers. There's Vanille on the Splash if I wanted to move into that direction. But there's a perfectly fine combat tutorial, and blue-black doesn't care as much about Salvagers or Shinra reinforcements. I think I'd rather just have the good card draw spell here and lean into just a very, very nice blue-black control deck. Pack 2, pick 3 gives us Marlborough versus Ice Flan. Pretty weak pack overall, but I do think the Marlborough is a superior win condition for these blue-black decks. Pack 2, pick 4 gives us an Omega on the Splash, which is pretty interesting, but like I said, with Cryptic Command, I'm not really necessarily looking to play a bunch of extra colors. Now, these potentially let me splash the Omega, but it's also important for me to make sure that I have the early game covered here. So I think I'm just going to take Hecties or Syncopate, and I think I'm going to lean towards the Hecties here, just because it's just another 2-mana permanent. We are seeing Omegas for days. There's a Crossroads Village, an Omega, and a Retrieve the Esper. I mean, my mana fixing does look okay, and it does look like we need just playable cards. So I do think picking up the first 4-mana Retrieve the Esper is okay in a deck like this. So let's go ahead and take that. And now we'll take the Ice Magic. So the later end of this pack is looking good. It's a late Town Greeter. Demon Wall is also okay, but I really love Ice Magic as an interactive spell. So let's go ahead and take that. All right, now we have Thieves' Knife. Wow, Delivery Moogle, Vanille. What is going on? All right, I'm going to take the Vanille now. And now we'll see if we can pick up some mana fixing, because that is a super late Vanille. Certainly need some more 3s. I guess I'll play the Merchant. I don't actually hate the first copy of Merchant in these decks. And then we did table the Crossroads Village. So this is setting up nicely another Crossroads Village. So late Magitech Infantry as well. But yeah, now our mana fixing is obviously insane. And so the Vanille is basically free here. So let's go ahead and take that. And I guess now I kind of wish I had one of those Omegas. But at the time, I didn't know that I was going to wheel 2 Crossroads Village and a Vanille. So it's okay. And the thing is, I mean, Omega's still very... Oh, never mind. We got it. We got it. All right. Well, this is a little bit odd because I'm not used to splashing green. Usually you're like green, black, splash, blue, or blue, green, splash, black. Like green is the color that lets you splash. But we're able to make this splash given the triple Crossroads Village that we have in our deck. Here we will take the Summon Leviathan, noting that enchantment-based removal gets worse. So I will value that a little bit less, but this card is nice, particularly with Sahagin. But also nice with Hectize, Vanille, and Marlborough. Just good come into play effects. Scorpion Sentinel on the wheel would be pretty nice. Or actually, with 6 towns, Poo Poo UFO would be a totally fine 2-mana play here as well. All right, moving on to Pack 3, Pick 2. We have the choice between Eject and Hectize. There are decks where Deadly Dispute is really good. Notably in Black-White, where you have a lot of Job Select cards, I think it really shines. But here, I think it's between one of these two cards. I'm a sucker for Eject. Let's just take the Eject. It's just another Cryptic Command if you think about it, right? That's a late Dragoon's Lance. I guess it's not super late. Pack 3, Pick 3. Tonberry is not the type of creature that I like playing in my blue-black control decks. If I'm like black-red aggro or black-white aggro, I think it's fine. But here, I certainly am interested in more permanents to play to the board. So let's take another copy of Hectize. I'm a Hectize believer. I believe in the Hectize. There's a world map here. I already have 1 Omega, and that's a late Thunder Magic too. I am just interested. I just think Hectize is fantastic, and I already have the 1 Omega, and I'm just looking to make sure. Like, I have a ton of 4 mana. Like, if I just do this by mana curve, like, my mana curve is pretty bad. So let's just continue taking more cheap things for our deck. All right. Ooh, Travel the Overworld and Vanille. I don't think I need the Undercity Dire Rat. Which one is better? I think it's Travel the Overworld. I already have the 6 towns. Could use one more big card draw effect and just minimizes just having another splash card. And I like to draw cards. What can I say? What can I say? I'm a sucker for card draw. We're pretty good on card draw here now, though. We have Travel the Overworld, Circle of Power, Combat Tutorial, Eject, like, this is looking pretty good. So here, we have a Dreams of Laguna, which is a really good card in general, but I think the pick here is Treno. We have Tuda Crystal Tower, so it's really important that we have good mana fixing. We have Towns payoffs as well, and it does look like we might have enough playable, so I will take this over the Dreams of Laguna just to make sure that our mana fixing is good. And now now that I'm happy with the mana fixing, because we took the Treno, I will take the Omega here. Omega number 2, and now we have just like legitimate top-end ways to win the game. I don't think I need to go in here with 7 towns already. So let's go ahead and take the Omega. How many Omegas were in this draft, by the way? It feels like a million. I think there were like 5. So we still ended up with the 2. Here we'll take the Dire Rat, a fine 2-mana play, and it even gives us the green source that we need to play these other cards with the 7 towns. So let's take that, and 3-7. This is 21 cards. We did table the Poo Poo UFO, so our curve is actually looking quite nice. And in a deck with 7 towns, Poo Poo UFO is just straight up a good card to play. So very, very happy about this. Zac Fair and White Auracite being in the pack with 5 cards left is unreal, but we can't take it. I'm just going to take the rare here for some gems. Dragoons. On principle, I can't pass it. On principle, I can't. Well, actually, I might need to play this card. No. I just can't pass it on principle here. Look at all these white cards. Literally, that's the reason why this draft felt a little bit weird, is just like, there's literally no playables in other colors. There's no playables in other colors because nobody was in white. Do I have to splash for I have to either splash for a Fat Chocobo or a Sage's Nolitz. There's also a Ramen. Pandora's unplayable. All right. Anyways, this deck is looking decent here. I'm really glad that we were able to pick up all these 2s, right? So now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2s. An 8th 2 here if we absolutely need. Certainly don't need this many green sources. I want like 10 blue sources, especially with Cryptic Command. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. I mean, this is the bare minimum, I'd say, for blue. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 2 forests. Is that a lot of forests? We do have 4 green cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green sources. Can probably cut down to 1 forest at most. Let's go one more island. So this gives us 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, I just want to have a very, very blue heavy deck. And then so this gives us 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 blue sources, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 black sources, and a Marlboro. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. I mean, our mana is looking pretty good here. Granted, Fat Chocobo doesn't look particularly strong. Like, I don't want to count Capital City as a... Like, that just makes this that much more expensive to cast. So maybe it's just not worth it on the splash here, and I just want to focus on these two cards. Because then I wouldn't feel so bad about just playing only one forest. Let's take a look at what... The problem is, look, I wouldn't have played the Adventurer's Airship here anyways. So it's really just like Sage's Noliths versus Instant Ramen. I have no way to sacrifice this. Also, I wish I took Combat Tutorial over Circle of Power. We just didn't end up with actually enough wizard things. And Combat Tutorial looks like it would be fantastic with all of our 2-drops. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, at the time, I think it was early enough to justify taking Circle of Power. But in hindsight, a Combat Tutorial would have been a little bit better. Actually, I'm just going to cut a swamp and play another forest. Let's go. I just feel like the Chocobo is just a... I have plenty of 2s now. 7 2s. And the Chocobo is just such a better card than the Sage's Noliths. And I think my mana is just legitimately incredible anyways. Like, this still gives us 8 black sources on turn 2, right? For only 8 black cards, and a Marlboro that searches for black sources, which I do think is more than enough. So this gives us 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black sources, plus 2 capital cities, that's up to 11. And then 3, 4, 5, 7 green sources, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 blue sources. All right, I mean... This is pretty good. I just have to know that once I get my black and my green source, like all my Crossroads villages need to tap for blue just to make sure that I can cast my Cryptic Command. But this deck looks exciting. Let's see how this plays out. All right, now before round 1 starts, I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for all your support. It truly means a lot and allows me to continue making all of this content. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to up your limited game and join an awesome community of folks looking to up their game as well. Already discussions about some Edge of Eternity stuff. All right, on the play here, going first, I will keep this. I have a Capital City, Island, Swamp, Combat Tutorial, Travel the Overworld, and a Poo-Poo. I will lead with Island here. Turn 2 Poo-Poo. I mean, Poo-Poo into Combat Tutorial is quite nice. I have to discard a card here. There's a Marlboro. I'm playing blue-black, so it's interesting. Like, and all my cards are like good value cards. I'll discard to retrieve the Esper. Sure. All right, let's go Combat Tutorial. Target the UFO. And, alright, I'm not going to attack because I have Crossroads Village to put into play, which I'm going to name Blue for the time being. Second Blue is very, very vital here for both Travel the Overworld and Summon Leviathan. Alright. And we drew a land. But the problem here is they're representing a counterspell of some kind. So I am just going to, once again, play it slow, see what they do. There is no reason to play into whatever they might be representing right now. Although I should probably... Let's see what they do. Okay. I should probably just cycle this. And then just... I'm going to lead things off by cycling the Retrieve the Esper. Now, they might have a removal spell for Poo-Poo UFO, I guess. Which is totally fine. Because then now I'm just going to cast Travel the Overworld, and they're going to be extremely sad. Like, I know I can flashback Retrieve the Esper. Actually, maybe that's better. Because that's just like a giant threat that they have to answer. Yeah, let's just do that. Like, I know that they likely have a removal spell for this, but this just puts a lot of natural pressure on my opponent. And then I can fire this off next turn. Also uses my mana better. Okay, so this is just a nice little control off here. Put a card on the bottom. You can have your flan. All right. I don't think I care so much about the discount here. Like, I might actually want to cycle the capital city. So we'll just do this for now. Let's attack. And let's play the rat and pass. So we have a handful of cards. We are the ones with pressure. So this is good here for us. I drew Swallowed by Leviathan, which is also quite nice. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. Okay. Sure. We have an Eject, which is not very good against the token, or with my token. But I'm going to attack. They might block and cast Deadly Dispute, which I'm totally fine with. All right. They might just deck themselves, honestly. All right. I do have a Swallow by... I mean, I have a lot of good options here. Just not sure which one I want to take. I'm certainly playing this land. I feel like it's a little bit too early to cast the Summon Leviathan here. So I'm going to just play Hectize. Given the delay, there might actually be some kind of counterspell in their hand. I'm not sure. But we'll see. So 6 cards in hand for the opponent. I have 4 cards in hand. Okay. Can't really have too many counters there. The reason I did it this way is just I have Swallowed by Leviathan to counter their big threat anyways. Oh, and this is amazing, by the way. So now I have the ability to cast Hectize here, and then that's going to work super well with Summon Leviathan, particularly because this feels like a very controlling matchup here, and I do think that's going to end up mattering a lot. Like, I just want to continue whittling away at my opponent's resources here, and you know they hate the fact that I'm playing these Hectize. They also have a Memories Returning, so I mean, their deck has no shortage of card draw. I mean, we just have very, very similar decks. One cool thing I can do, by the way, is I can eject my Leviathan before it dies. Which is awesome, right? Because if I do that, I can bounce my Hectize again and basically just make it so my opponent doesn't have any cards left. So 5 cards in hand for the opponent. Likely some combination of counters and removal. And definitely they're just not interested in using a removal spell on these creatures. 4 cards. Here comes something. Ice Flan. Okay. This has ward what? 2? They didn't want to draw it. Okay. Oh, another Hectize. Okay. Interesting. Oh, this is great. They just discarded Eject. Okay, so how is this going to work? I feel like they're probably going to kill my Summon Leviathan, but by picking up triple Hectize seems really strong. But keeping up counterspells also seems pretty good here. I know they discarded... Like, their hand's just going to be all removal anyways. So why don't we just, like, keep up Swallowed by Leviathan? Because the way that we lose is just, like, some weird combination of stuff. Realm Sketching on a 5/5 token. Sure. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. They have 1 card in hand. I'm actually just going to bounce this. Like, this is just 5 damage coming in. Like, I think the last card's a removal spell. And they can't counter this. Ooh, that's an Omega. Vanille is fantastic. What do I have in my yard that I want to get back, though? Nothing too great. I'm still going to play it out, though, because this is another good come into play effect that works very, very well with Summon Leviathan. And also, they can't syncopate me here either. Dreams of Laguna, okay. What should I get back? Probably a Marlboro. Seems quite nice. Also can potentially help deck them. And deals a bunch of damage, and it's a good top-end card. Like, Poo Poo UFO would also be totally fine. So they have 15 cards. I'm actually just going to let this resolve and just counter like the one good spell. Wow, they got 5 spells. Put a card on the bottom of their library. What do they have here? A couple of Flans. All right, you can... I'll put Fight on the... Yeah, they're super dead. Okay. All right, I will say they did have a deck that had a lot of value, but perhaps a little bit too much value. Like, you can definitely play a deck that has just, like, way too much card draw and not enough stuff to do. And I have definitely drafted those decks in the past, and it's really tough figuring out ways to win, which I like about our deck. We have lots of ways to win, right? Double Omega, Marlboro, the Leviathan. So I do like the look of this deck. All right, well, I'm going to go first. I have this Cryptic Command. Don't worry. Look, if I play this card on turn 6, it's also still good. So... don't worry about the fact that I am not close to casting it. We will get there eventually. Swallowed by Leviathan will help us find islands. Vanille will get us back islands. We just found a capital city. There you go. Hopefully they don't play like a Signpost 2 drop uncommon here. They did not, which is great for us. I don't think I'm interested in cycling that capital city right now. I absolutely need all of my lands. Okay, not going to counter Dreams of Laguna. We got to counter the Shantoto, all right? We got to counter the Shantoto. Is everybody in Platinum just playing some control, some random control deck here? Ooh, this goes into the graveyard, and I will keep Circle of Power. Make a wizard, draw some cards. Okay, definitely wanted some lands there. If I don't hit a land, I'm certainly just going to run out the Vanille and just hope to hit a land. Okay, nothing from the opponent. We did find a land, and now we can actually cast Cryptic Command. That's funny. They have Dreams of Laguna. I'm just going to pass. I'll let this resolve. Kind of just want to cast Cryptic Command and hit my land drops, but we'll see. They have like 47,000 cards in hand. Presumably they're going to try to cast something. Yeah. So they can have a Syncopate here. So because they can have a Syncopate, I could consider just using Sephiroth's intervention. I think I'm going to try to do that. And don't want to give them more resources here if I can avoid it. That is a Travel the Overworld. Okay. Oh, why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. Okay. I'm going to pass. Like, I know there's a chance I can miss with the Vanille. And, like, now if they counter me back, they counter me back. But at the very least, I can follow that up with the Travel the Overworld. So that's my thought process here. I'm just countering anything. Counter and draw a card. Take one. Prima Vista. Is it Vista? I never get that right. Can't do anything with the one blue. Another Omega is not it. The thing is, I don't really want to play Travel the Overworld. Like, I just want to play more things, I think. So why don't we go Vanille and hope we hit something. Okay, we did hit something. Crossroads Village or Hectize? I think I just want Crossroads Village, honestly. Let's get a poo-poo out there. And what color do I want? I have the green, I have the black. I mean, it's probably, like, when in doubt, it's just always blue, because I have a bunch of double blue spells. Poo-poo UFO is going to be huge. Ring of the Lucii, okay. Into Lionheart on Vanille, okay. Alright, so let's name blue. Let's do that. Draw some cards. Okay, and then they have 3 cards. I can play Sahagin. Although I don't have any way to trigger the Sahagin. I mean, it still might be fine to play, though. Although playing Hectize is pretty nice with the Leviathan. I think I'm just going to play Hectize. I think it's all pretty close. 4, 5, 6, 7. See what they're working with. Just a land. Okay. I mean, our hand is looking pretty awesome here, right? Leviathan double Omega. It's going to be an Omega for 5. That's an Ultros. That's a good one. Warrior Sword. Wait, what are you drafting? Oh, it's blue-red splashing black. Okay, got it. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. A lot of options next turn for us. We can go... Yeah, there's a lot of options. Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. Maybe I should have played Sahagin because I have the Summon Leviathan. Although Sahagin Hectize is arguably better. Alright, so they just need to figure out what they want to equip the Lionheart onto, I guess. Alright, Combat Tutorial. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. The issue here is... I don't have like a super nice follow-up here. So I think I actually am just going to play this. Because it kills the token. And then I'm going to play Sahagin because it draws me cards. I just realized something. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's... Ultros does not get bounced. Yep. Ultros does not get bounced. Yeah, that was a miscalculation there on my part. Yikes. Yeah, that was not good. Oh well. Yeah, no, that was not great. All right. So let's lock down the Ultros here. An untapped land would be nice. Eject also, I guess, works to some degree. I actually just want to get the last card out of their hand. It's just an island. This blocks pretty well. Seven, 4, you say? I don't mind blocking here. The question here is it worth it to bounce the Lionheart to kill the Ultros? I think the answer is yes. Like, the Lionheart doesn't do that much, right? Oh, wait, whoa. No, I can't do that. I have to bounce Warrior Sword. Which I do think is better for me to do. I just don't want the Ultros to lock down my Omega. That's the thing. Alright. Summon Fat Chocobo, which is totally fine. 3, 4. I'm not going to play the Omega until after the Warrior Sword. And might as well tap down the Sahagin to prevent 1 damage. I have 12 cards left in my deck. Certainly playing the fattest of Chocobo. Now the question is, do I want to get UFO out here or the Merchant? I mean, the Merchant straight just draws me a gazillion cards, but the UFO hits for 6 in the air. The issue is, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, let's close out the game here. Like, it's a 6/4 flyer, right? So the way that I look at this is they're going to play Warrior Sword, and I'm going to tap the creature down. They can even move the Lionheart if they want, but we get to play the Omega here. Basically kill this token. I can tap down the Ring of the Lucii too, but I think this is fine. Okay. I mean, they're still taking a damage every single turn. Yeah. Too much value. Look, if I play against other control decks, I'm feeling really good about my deck. We just have so much good late game. We have a lot of card draw, but I just and a decent curve. So I just feel like we have a good mix of everything to be able to fight against control decks. The real question is whether or not we have the tools to beat aggro decks, because on the draw, that might be difficult, given what we have. All right, we are on the play. I will keep this. Could certainly use more lands, but Treno and a capital city. The town's really paying off here for us. Just one land is, one untapped land or a town next turn would be fine, just so I can play Combat Tutorial. Hopefully that unlocks our hand. Turn 1 Phoenix down. This card is actually much better than I initially gave it credit for, depending on the deck. All right, so we missed on our first draw. Can we get there on our second? Please? Ah, we missed. That's super unfortunate. All right. At least we found a 2-drop here, but now it's, if they attack me, I will certainly block with my rat and then get the treasure and use that treasure to hopefully find lands off of this Combat Tutorial. I mean, if they don't attack me, it's worse for me, to be fair. Okay, so yeah. I mean, look, you're going to lose some games. You're going to lose some amount of games to just, not being able to play your spells. And, my mana base, I have, 17 lands? I have a 17 lands and a land cycler with Combat Tutorial. It's not too bad. I think this is just a keep, and, if you don't get there, you don't get there, especially with the Divination. I'm playing against an aggressive red-white shell. Yeah, this is still very, very concerning. Warrior Sword is really good here. Can I... Okay, we drew Ice Magic, so that's at least interaction. Brutal! Brutal! You know what's really nice? Being able to, play Magic. Alright, well, they moved the staff, and at least they still don't have a great attack here, but I mean, come on now. Okay. So moments like this is a reflection point here, okay? This is a reflection point. I just want all of you to recognize this is the point where most people, and I'm not going to lie, I feel it too, would get obscenely frustrated, right? We have now kept the hand with 7. We're 5 cards in, and we haven't found land number 3. My opponent's deck doesn't look particularly strong, but it doesn't matter. That's the part about this that's unfortunate. But you just have to recognize, you keep this hand every time. You do not have control over what happens. And here we are. Here we are. All right, we block. And we miss yet again. Now we have to use this treasure. All right. Okay, well, surely we'll draw a land here. All right. Such things happen. Such things happen. So at this moment in time, can somebody run it through the hypergeometric? 8 straight draws without a land. Woo! With 15 lands and a Marlboro. It's rough. It's rough. I'm going to keep playing here. Maybe if I can like draw land into block, into Cryptic Command, and I don't know. I mean, there's some weird sequence here that maybe keeps us in. I will not give up, but surely they have some kind of interactive spell or trick. They have 3 cards in hand. Oof. And I do not, for what it's worth, I also don't count this as a loss against an aggro deck. This is a loss to yourself. I lost to myself. Here's a removal spell, maybe. Yep. Alright, Island here would help. Nope, that is a swamp. Okay. We have eject. Let's not take 5 damage. We're at 4. Oh, Sephiroth's intervention. If we come back from this game, oh my gosh. That would just be ridiculous. We are such tremendous underdogs here at this point, though. Okay, never mind. All right, you know what? There was actually a glimmer of hope there at the end. I didn't give up, and if my opponent had like item the shopkeep and all lands, we actually had a chance. Like we legitimately had a shot there, I think. But it is what it is. That's fine. We move on. Just a blip. That's why, you know what? That's why Arena gives you 3 losses to give, right? We got 3 losses. That was 1. What match? All right, 2 lands. Gonna keep this. We do have the Marlborough as well. Capital City certainly delays my ability to play my blue spells. Ooh, poo-poo. Let's get the poo-poo in play. This way, if I draw a land next turn, I can go land, cycle, and still play another 2-drop here. Okay. We did not get to do those things. Okay, let's just get the swamp, play it. All right. Shinra's reinforcements don't... the wall. Okay, just give me a land here. Come on. Yes. I'm going to go with combat tutorial here. Just keep hitting my land drops. Ooh, we hit an island, which is nice, because we can certainly put that into play. Card draw effects plus the UFO is a very nice combination. And now I'm pretty happy about my hand. They do have a good deck, though. Sephiroth's Intervention and Side Quest in the Graveyard. Hunt the Mark. Let's put a land in play. And another land. What is happening? No, in a good way. Okay, this is like, I can't believe this is happening to me after what happened in the last game. Okay, I am not complaining. I am happy. I am happy about this. Look, if they want to kill my 3/3 token to get in for 2 points of damage this turn, by all means, I actually would want them to do such things. All right, Summon Fat Chocobo is great. I can't play this. I'm not even close. There is a Treno. None of these options look particularly strong. It feels like just playing a 5/5 is just best here, so I'm going to do that. Now there is a much bigger chance that they're going to kill my 5/5, but the nice thing here is the UFO is a 1/5, so that can also do a good job of blocking the Fat Chocobo. So they got 4 cards, nice solid start. We're going to have to lean on some card advantage cards here to pull ahead. Certainly the Merchant will be able to do that for us at some point. I am 1 mana away from being able to play it. My opponent played nothing, so this represents a removal spell of some kind, I feel. I can't play the Merchant and Cryptic Command. I think I just want to leave the Cryptic Command up, so. It's probably like a Sephiroth's Intervention on the 5/5. Vane's Treachery on Poo-Poo UFO. Sacrificing Fat Chocobo. I will allow it. Okay, so 3 cards in hand, and they haven't done anything. Okay, we drew the land there. Okay. So now let's play the Merchant and keep up Intervention plus Cryptic Command and pass. I think they're just going to pump the Demon Wall. Sure. Shinra Reinforcements, we do not care about. White Aura Sight, okay. 3 cards in hand for the opponent. They're targeting their Gardener. Diamond Weapon. Oof. You know what? Countering a Diamond Weapon with Cryptic seems worthwhile here. Vanille. Alright, so now... tap that down. I'm at 22, they're at 25. Alright. This is all fine. I'm actually just going to loot now. If I hit a land, I might want to just play it. I don't want the rat. Okay. 20 cards left in deck, 3 cards in hand for the opponent. We have an Omega, which they might be able to kill this turn. That's a Vanille, okay. Why did they leave double green up? I mean, there's definitely a reason. Oh, Diamond Weapon, sure. Yep. And certainly they're going to be able to play it here for 2 mana. Okay. No, that was good. Very, very good for the opponent. Let's name blue. Let's place... Good question. How much does this cost to sack and use? This costs 4 mana to sacrifice and use. I have 3 towns in play. So I would prefer to just do that. So I'm going to kill Diamond Weapon. An attack. And just try to win through attrition. 3 cards left in opponent's hand. They are trying to get maximum value here. Bard's Bow, sure. None of these are big enough for Omega. Okay, still not big enough for Omega. We're right, the Shoe Puff can also be a 7/7 next turn, so do need to be mindful of that. Let's draw some action. Hectie's certainly not good here. What can I get back with Vanille? Marlboro, Poo Poo. Alright, so they're at 9. I have 3 towns in play. I mean, getting back a Merchant doesn't seem terrible. Just to draw more cards. I mean, also we can just hit something better here, we'll see. That's another Omega. I mean, that is interesting, for sure. This doesn't trample, right? And I'm at 24. Marlboro's also not bad, just to, like, try to deck them and have a big creature in play. I'm actually just going to go with the Merchant here. Just draws me a bunch of cards. Basically, what I want right now is to draw Leviathan. That's kind of where I'm at. And, like, I'm in a position where I can just, like, take damage if I want, so it's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, I'll take 5. Okay. I don't really want to attack with the Leviathan right now because they can turn this on. So, yeah, like I said, see what we find. That's not great. I mean, it's good. I'm at 9 cards. Yeah, I guess I do it. Oh, it doesn't pump the Sahagin. Oops. Oh, that's rough. Well, we drew Summon Leviathan, so that's really good. I can't replay the Vanille, though. I have Eject as an option. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to discard here. I don't need another town anymore. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sure. Discard this. And Forest or Island? I guess Forest. I'm just not playing Vanille, really, with 5 cards left in my deck. So. And being able to keep up Swallow by Leviathan here seems pretty nice. So. It looks like they got a recursion spell too, yeah. So absolutely interested in countering something here. And then when I bounce, I can bounce these 3 things. Potentially this. Squall? I'm just keeping everything. All right. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is so sweet. Hectize you. Hectize you. Oh my gosh, this is great. And Hectize you. Yes! Take 1. This taps any permanent, by the way, so that's really good. Oh, you know what? If I had a green, this would have been way better. Yeah. Fatal Push, not enough. All right. What a game. Look at this. Like I said, if the games go long, I feel pretty confident about the configuration of my deck. So let's get there. We are 3-1. All right. I am going first. I'm going to keep this. I have a Crossroads Village, which I'm going to name Blue for. And then I have the Marlborough to get me the Swamp. So we have all of our colors. We can go turn 2 Marlborough, get a Swamp. Just don't beat me down too badly. Sabotender is good. I mean, it's not a good card, but it's good against my start. Because I do have a lot of cheap things to play. I just didn't find any here. So this might be kind of annoying. We'll see. Yeah, like, I'm definitely feeling the pressure here. Another 2-mana play would be incredible. Instant Ramen, okay. Oh, man. Like I said, yeah, I am definitely feeling some pressure here. GF Ifrit, Sabotender. I want to play a 4-mana card here if possible. It's either Eject to ensure that I take less damage, or I play Vanille and hope they don't have removal. Just gonna play Vanille. Marlborough or Omega. I feel like I have enough stuff to play here. The question is, which one's gonna help me come back? Which one's more likely to help me come back? I think it's the Omega. Like, I know I'm 2 lands away, but I do have Eject as a cycler. Which I'm basically definitely running out next turn. Unless I can find another cheap play to play with the Hectize. Circle of Power. Oh my gosh, so lucky. So lucky. I mean, I just want to keep my life total so high here. Yeah, I am so happy that that happened. So they have 6 cards in hand. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 8, 9, 8. So I'm going to have to discard. I also have Eject as an option. I can also just Hectize them, but man, that is such a bad use of my mana, but that might be like the best option. I mean, Hectize into Leviathan is quite strong. Maybe it is just Hectize. It doesn't feel good, but They discarded Garland, okay. Like, it's still something that blocks the Sabotenders, right? Now, obviously, if they kill my Hecties here, it's not great, but... Getting Sabotendered out doesn't feel good, man. Doesn't feel good. I think they're just debating the merits of using a removal spell on Hecties to get in for 2 points of damage. I'm hoping they don't. This is much better for me. Alright, I'm just running this out. Reset button. Keep my life total high. Eat their token. Get next turn attack, draw some cards. Actually, maybe not attack. Kind of depends on what I see. 6 cards in hand for the opponent. Cycle Marlborough, okay. Now, noting that they do have this Garland here, but I do have, like, Eject and Omega. I can't play the Omega next turn, but when I do play it, it will let me stabilize, so that's big. Call the Mountain Chocobo into Sabotender land. Wait. Should they not have played Sabotender first into land? Oh, whatever. Let's attack. They're going to take it. All right, now what? Lots of good options. I think Dire Rat seems really good here as a fantastic way to basically just block everything. I mean, playing both of these just seems really good. Like, it seems unlikely that they're going to have 2 removal spells here. They can certainly have all the Sabotenders in the world, though. I'll tell you that much. Demon Wall, okay. Lots of stuff in the graveyard as well. Being able to double spell is not terrible, just so I can gain at least one of the life back, but given my hand, I just don't know that that's entirely necessary. So they have 3 cards, Sabotender, I have this Omega, which I feel like I need to play here. We're going to tap down the Wall. That's the one that I think is potentially the most problematic. That's an overkill, sure. We still get to gain life and freeze that, so that's good for us. Did they know we had Omega? Yeah, with the Vanille. Yeah, with the Vanille. This is actually a very nice, interesting game so far. Alright, there is their big play. Alright, we keep taking damage. This is like the best Sabotender ever. Okay, easy block there. Alright, Hecties. Oh, their hand is insane. Alright. Fight on and cornered by black mages. And these things block the Sabotender super well. Let me think. Like, we have to get in where we can as well, right? So, I felt like I'm gonna be bouncing that before they hit me anyways. And this allows me to just get in for 3 points of damage, and now they're at 9. Alright, we're at 12. Actually, we're at 10 now. Whew. Very, very close one. And Demon Wall next turn does get activated. So that is also something that I need to be mindful of. Alright, how do I want to do this? I do get to have plenty of blockers, so it's not... But they have 5 attackers. So the question is whether or not I even want to play Circle of Power. And I think the answer is no. Let's go blue, blue. Capital City, black. This lets me cast Cryptic Command. Okay, we found a lot of cheap things to play, which certainly helps. We will play our land. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I think we just play 3 things. Or keep up Swallowed by Leviathan. Maybe that's better. All right, I guess we can afford to, and we have the potential to keep a Poo-Poo UFO. We're at 10 life, though. Lots of chip damage here coming in. From Sabo Tender, I mean, there's this Demon Wall, which is annoying. Poo-Poo UFO can block the Garland so it doesn't die. This is okay. We can just double block this. Get a treasure. Summon GF Ifrit. Ifrit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will let this... I don't love it, but I will let it resolve. I think Summon Leviathan can get something better. Alright, that is a Crossroads Village, which certainly helps my Poo-Poo UFO. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. Think I have enough blue now. I have enough black, so let's just name green in case there's a world where we need to double green. This thing is also almost lethal, by the way. So that is something that maybe I should be considering. But I want to keep up Swallow by Leviathan this turn, so I'm not going to go for it. I could have also played Circle of Power, go down to 8, and then go back up to 9, but... I think I just want to add, like, having a 2-4 and a 5-5 on this board specifically against the 3-2, like, against an army of 3-2 seems really strong. Alright. They are hitting me for a bunch. 1 card left. It seems like it's a good one. Choco Comet? Could be a Choco Comet. Sure is. Nope. Cryptic Command and Fat Chocobo. I mean, I kind of want to keep both. So yeah, let's keep both. Oh, Cryptic Command is just the win, right? Oh, yes. Yes. Tap all creatures your opponents control and draw a card. Let's go. All right. Oh, that one feels good. That was like a really tough and tricky game to navigate. So winning games like that is always the most satisfying. Had to play a lot of defense early just to make sure we keep our life total pretty high. The decision to keep the Omega over the Marlborough, even though we only had the 5 lands, that was kind of a close call. Just all that, all little stuff like that, all added up, and we were able to stay alive long enough so that our late game eventually took over. We are now 4-1. All right, opponent choosing to go first. This is a very slow hand. I don't even think I can justify keeping this. If I was on the play, maybe, but nothing to do turns 2 or 3 on the draw is just a non-starter for me. I will keep this and bottom the 7-drop. And this is also a slow draw, but like I don't want to go to 5, right? Like going to 6 is okay. You can win lots of games going to 6. Going to 5 is really, really tough. Okay, drew the Sahag in here with a couple of 4-mana plays. And we do have the mana to cast Cryptic Command, which is nice. Dark Knight's Greatsword. Oof. Are they going to move it? Oh, they didn't move it. Okay. I would have considered moving it, honestly. That's just like, you're on the play and you're playing against another Dimir deck. Like, how am I going to turn that around? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Do I cycle this? The thing is, I have plenty of 4-mana plays, and I think the land will be okay. But, I mean, it's just rough because I don't have anything to do here, right? I feel like I just need to block the Greatsword here, just to stay alive. Keep my life total high. There is a Poo-Poo UFO, which doesn't do me much good. So here's my question, like, I mean, depending on what they do, I think if they move it and attack me with Sahagin, I take it. And then hope that they play a spell so that I can counter it and then bounce the Sahagin as a potentially bigger tempo play and leaves them with no board. that makes any sense. So that's a demon wall, though. Ugh. Okay, let's hit something good. Okay, none of these were ideal scenarios. I'm just gonna play Vanille here and just see like if I can find something big to put into my hand from my graveyard. I guess I don't, so I'm just gonna get Sahagin back. Yeah, the Great Sword is very, very good against other control decks. Like, if they play a land is the worst. Okay, they didn't play a land, so that at least helps. I mean, Ultimisia is obviously still a totally fine, strong play here, but the fact that they didn't get to attack for 8 damage this turn is very big for us. They kept both cards on top, by the way. I mean, this gives me, like, even if they find a land, which I think they will, this lets me double block here, so that this turn I got to actually put decent power and toughness on the board to fight what they have. I still don't love my spot, but it's something. And the next turn I can make a 5/5, or I can play Merchant plus UFO. But this is certainly one of those games where I feel like I'm on the back foot, and just like so many things beat us. So many things. Like, regardless of where they move the Dark Knight's Greatsword, it's bad for me. And I'm still surprised that they didn't move the Greatsword over. I don't know what's happening. I'll just take it. Like, I could double block here. They have something, but they should still move the Greatsword. Sahagin into... Sephiroth's Intervention is the card. Oh, no. No, maybe they just have nothing? It's unlikely that they have nothing, though. Yeah, but playing against another good Dimir control deck, and we were on the back foot, so that's always going to be tough. Okay, well, we're at 9. We have lots of power and toughness now in play, which is good. So, but like, you know, they have the ability to flip side quest card collection. They can flip the Ultimisia in a couple of turns. They can turn this on. They have a Resentful Revelation in the graveyard. They just have a ton going on here. So here, I mean, this is a scenario where if they have another like removal, like, you know, I have to double block here, right? And they use the overkill. And it's really likely that they have something else here. And I already feel like I'm dead. But this is one of those, like, I have to block. I just have to. And I am actually kind of surprised that they had nothing. So I guess we were still in it. I am not going to play the rat here, because I want to be able to pump the Poo-Poo UFO to trade with their flyer. Hectize? Sure. Once again, though, their deck is very, very nice. Are they going to move the Greatsword now? They better have a Sephiroth's Intervention, because that would be lethal. It felt like they did the previous turn, but we'll see. Okay. I don't know what's happening here. So, like, yeah. I just feel like everything incorrect they could have done with the Greatsword they did so far. Which, you know, obviously I can't really complain. So, they're at 11. I'm at 9. The thing is, I also want to get their life total low here, so that they can't really pressure me with the Greatsword. Like, I want to be able to turn off the Greatsword here. I have lots of card draw effects too, so this is fine. I'm okay with that trade too. Because now I have the ability to... Ah... Whoa. Okay. Oh, I messed that tapping up. Whoops. This is only 3 mana to draw a card, though. Yeah, I messed that tapping up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 to use. Yeah, I should have tapped these 3 and an island. Brain fart. Definitely brain fart. All right, there is a Swallowed by Leviathan. I don't think I have a choice. I think I could have countered this specifically, I guess. But I don't have a choice. That was really good heck dice. What can I say? Sahagin, sure. Yep. All right, let's find some action. Drawing 3 cards. Come on. Come on, deck. Don't fail me. It looks like you failed me, though. Undercity Dire Rat. They have a Syncopate. I'm pretty sure they have a Syncopate. So maybe I should have killed the Sahagin. Why didn't they flash back the Resentful Revelation? Right? You would think they would do that. So, once again, I do feel like they likely have a Syncopate here. Yeah. Oh well. So they can Syncopate for 6. So they can't even pull that off here. Okay. And then now they can Syncopate this. Can you please just tap one of my green sources? Okay, I guess I have to do it. So here I'll let them Syncopate for 6. Right? Because I have the 5 mana. I feel like they're going to be pressured to do this anyways. And then once they're tapped out, I will just kill the Sahagin. Oh, never mind. And resolving the Hectides is also very good. Because I get to block the Hectide. What the heck? There's a Xenos in their hand? And they yeah, this is just bizarre. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now they have 7 mana. Now we kill you. You have Syncopate for 1, but it doesn't matter. It'd be funny if they just never had Syncopate. But it would be great if they did have Syncopate, right? Their hand was Xenos. Goodness. Okay. This is quite the matchup here. Now they can't really attack me. Marlborough. I just don't think they're going to be able to find a way to deal damage to me, right? So let's do it like this. All right. That's fine. I mean, look, it's just there's one less thing to potentially move with the Greatsword. Let's play out a Marlborough. Very good draw from us, of course. So we're on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so we still have 4 lands left in our deck. They discarded the Syncopate. Ha ha! Yes! I mean, we knew, right? Oh, whatever. Whatever. Hey, you know what? This is proof that despite playing well, sometimes you're still going to get Ardent. Our opponent did have a better deck. I can't say that they piloted these games perfectly, but they had a better deck. Especially, I just feel like the big thing is they could have used the greatsword a little better, I think. And I would be in a much worse spot. But another Ardent here. There's an Omega, but it doesn't matter. They're just going to get something back from my graveyard. And yeah, we're going to die. All right. They found Ardent. It's literally the best card if you're a blue-black control. Good beats. Let's move on. We've been playing against a lot of control decks. I fear that the format has just turned into this at this point, now that the format's been out for a while. Just blue and black give you the most ways to draw cards, and all the counterspells are really good. So it's just like, as people have figured that out, you see more of that as you continue playing. But it's okay. 4-2. Let's hope we get a good one here. I'm going to keep this. Capital City isn't great here. They've definitely not been perfect, but the fact that it's a town is what kind of puts it over the top for me. Any land here would be good for us. I need more opening hands with Crossroads Village. It kind of smooths everything out. Town Greeter is the discard. What is your hand if you're discarding Town Greeter? Right? Undercity Diorite has to be worse than Town Greeter in your Golgari deck. It just has to be. Maybe they drew this for turn. That would make the most sense for me. All right, probably going to... Well, unless it's a good come into play effect, probably looking to eject something. If not, maybe I just loot. None of these are worth ejecting, so let's loot. Although I don't really know what I'm going to discard is the problem. I feel like Cryptic Command's going to end up being really good here. Is it just Fat Chocobo? I think it is. Oh, well, now it's going to be Heartless Evolution. Oh, well. Right. The reason why I got rid of the Chocobo in this spot is, first of all, I think my other cards are better. But secondly, like, given the fact that I'm not, like, I don't even know if I should be splashing this. Given the fact that my board dictates that, like, I just don't think I'm going to kill my opponent in time with this. So it's just going to make a 2/2, and then this is going to deal like a couple points of damage, and then it's just going to die. So that was my thought process there. All right, side quest, okay. Okay, 2 cards in hand for the opponent. All right. Okay, well, I mean, my hand is certainly good. I just can't do anything. My hand is, like, actually amazing. I just need some lands, I guess, like an island, to be able to play the Cryptic Command. All my opponent's creatures have been terrible, so, like, I don't want to bounce anything. I don't want to, like, yeah, so. Town Greeter, sure. Okay. Yeah, like, none of these do anything for me, so we just, look, this is one of those games where we're just going to play it super patient. Super patient, we're just digging for lands here, if possible. I mean, maybe I should just fire off an eject here, I don't know. Like on the rat or something. I mean, if they attack with the rat, I'll double block. It's also not well, no, it's pretty bad. Like, ejecting my Hectize is bad because it's likely they have a removal spell, and then I just get blown out. That's the thing. Like, if I draw a land, I don't really want to loot the land away, right? Okay, they're getting something back from the graveyard, so finally we get to fire off this Swallowed by Leviathan. I have 2 cards in my graveyard. Oh, maybe it's a fight on. Well, anyways, we'll just loot. Guess I'll pitch Ice Magic. Holy cow. Can I find a land? Alright, well. Let's play another Hectize. And I still have Swallowed by Leviathan available. And if they choose to get back 2 creatures, I should probably counter it. This is not even a consider. You just pitch the swamp. Wish we actually... Maybe it would have been good for us to have some kind of recursive spell. But yeah, we have so many towns left. And the issue here is, like, as I'm discarding spells in the late game, as I draw into a bunch of lands, we're going to just continue drawing into lands. So it's kind of a tricky spot here where I don't want to necessarily throw away all of my resources because that's what I'm going to need to actually win the game. I mean, to the point where you could even consider just not looting until you've you've used all your removal spells. I know that sounds like a little bit crazy, and again, I'm not sure that I'm going to do that. It's something to consider. Because if I loot here, I'm going to just be discarding a good spell. It's the problem, you know? Well, because they took so long, they automatically discarded Fight On. Because they're here, they came back, but they did not come back in time to discard this Heck Dice. I knew they had a Fight On, but now it's like even worse because they just have a swamp here. And now I get to use my counterspell on something else. Right? So that's brutal. Their internet must have went out or something. All right, we're certainly going to counter this. How many cards in my yard? 3. So I need to put 2 things into my graveyard here. Sadly. That was a Traverse the Chocobo too. Which I don't really need. The land would have been cool, I guess. Alright, they just scooped. Yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate. Honestly, like, Fight On... The combination of Fight On plus Vanille there... Like, if they had the Vanille, I would have probably played it the previous turn. And then, if it gets countered or killed, you can Fight On that back. But yeah, 5 and 2. Let's keep going. Maybe I have one too many capital cities. I can believe that that is an issue here with our deck. All right, let's name black with the village. One of each color. Yeah, I mean, I'm really considering cutting a forest here for another island. We've had some issues with blue sources. We have lots of like double blue, triple blue cards. Magitech Infantry turn 1. Let's play Sahagin. It just blocks the best. Adalbert Steiner. Okay. Then now let's play the Dire Rat here. The Dire Rat allows me to trade with the Steiner if they play an equipment. Very likely... oh, wow. They had a tap land, which is really awkward for them. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. Next turn, my plan is to land cycle the Marlborough and then play Heck Dice. Unless I draw a town or something. No? Okay, so... Alright, just playing it slow, developing our mana, playing all of our things. Okay. Don't love my attacking options here. Yep, certainly need one of my like card draw type effects. That would be nice. Dragoon's Lance is fantastic. Fully expect a lot of really premium level white cards to be cast here. So if I don't draw a land, I do have Ice Magic available, which should be pretty good. Combat Tutorial is fantastic, though. The question is, where am I interested in putting my counters? Because, like, the Sahagin also naturally grows. It might just be the Dire Rat, honestly. Because that lets me just, like, trade with a bunch of other things. Like, if they play another equipment, it's fine. We have Chocobo, we drew another land, so we can play Omega soon. Let's see what they choose to do here. I mean, I suppose they can just, like, move the equipment onto the Steiner. But that seems like... that does not seem like an ideal thing to do. Maybe it's better just to Magitech Infantry here. Okay. Vincent's Limit Break. They're gonna gain 7 life. Okay. If they want to put that on top, go right ahead. Okay. I mean, that was basically a 2-for-1 there. And I got a 2-4 in play. Okay, that's a white Aura Sight, and they get to play the Steiner, so that was a really good play for them. But it's not like they can attack me with the Magitech Infantry. And then now we get to just play the Heartless Evolution here and just beat down. I think. Given that they use the white Aura Sight, they have 1 card left. Yeah. I mean, it's just huge, right? So. I'm just debating whether or not I want to attack with Heck Dice. I'll attack. Next turn is next turn. There's also a real question here. It's like, do I want to Fat Chocobo or travel the overworld? I think it's Fat Chocobo and just try to put my opponent in a situation where we can potentially race. That is a freaking Dion. Oh my god. All right, all right, all right. Sephiroth's Intervention. That was so clutch. My mana is not perfect here, but it's okay. Let's attack. So they're at 13. 6 mana. Transform. Everything gets +1/+1 counters and flying. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm hoping they just go for the flip. If they had a protection spell last turn, they'll still have it this turn, which is why I'm just holding on to the Sephiroth's Intervention here. Weapons Vendor, okay. And my opponent's smart. They're like playing around stuff. They're definitely playing around stuff, so let's kill it. They don't have anything. Alright. I mean, that thing flies. Like, I don't have too many other options here other than attacking. And then playing a Fat Chocobo. They're at 6 life. I mean, this is... Next turn is just going to be lethal. And I will play the land. Just because when I cast Travel the Overworld next turn, like, I'm just so likely to find a land here. Okay. Blitzball. 1 mana. Okay. I mean, they're still dead. I think. They go to 13. Oh no, they're not dead. Wow. Okay, so let's think about this. I have 16 damage coming in. Any type of interactive spell will get it done here. Let's play the town to make this cheaper. Blue, blue, green, black. All right. We need to draw something. That was not enough. Oh my gosh. That is shocking. That is absolutely shocking. And great plays by the opponent, and Dragoon's Lance gets it done once again. 12, 13, 16 damage coming in. Wow, I was hoping for any removal spell, but we did not have enough. This is 12 damage. Holy smokes, we were 1 damage short. I even felt like I made somewhat aggressive attacks in other spots too. So, yeah, I mean, huge from the opponent. Very, very well played. They're gonna get us. Good beats. Flying Adalbert Steiner for the win. Incredible. Good beats. Good plays by our opponent X Factor. I think, you know, we had like a very, very solid draw. Obviously, they had Dion. But Dragoon's Lance, like, they had a good deck, and they were able to find that Lionheart, which not only killed an attacker, but also gave them 3 more life, right? So that was huge. Like, that Lionheart was huge. It was such a big swing. It made it so they took 3 less damage, and they dealt 3 more damage to me, and they 3 more damage to me, and they gained 3 more life. So that Lionheart was amazing. Props to our opponent. GG's. Sadly, no trophy here for us. I did really like this deck though. Summon Fat Chocobo was generally pretty weak here, but we were just like a little bit light on the last couple of cards. But, you know, I just thought we did a pretty reasonable job of navigating the draft, picking our spots when we needed to pick a good removal spell, and picking our spots when we needed to take a good creature. You know, we kept passing Omegas, but we basically got them for free. So given all the towns that we had, I thought it was a pretty nice way to close out the games in our blue-black base deck, right? Like usually if I could just be straight blue-black, I would, especially with Cryptic Command. But we got those 2 Crossroads Village at the end. I did think our mana was excellent. We actually had a bunch of 2 mana cards as well. We were 1 mana short off of casting Leviathan in that last game. But all in all, I was very, very happy with this deck. We had some unfortunate losses. We lost to the Lionheart in that last game. We lost to ourselves where we couldn't find a land. And then the other loss was to an Arden in a very, very close back and forth game against another Dimir control player. So all in all, we still net 100 gems out of the deal, so can't be too upset. But my hunt for a trophy continues. Hopefully we can get there in the next video. But you know what? I'm so happy that we got to cast Cryptic Command like 3 or 4 times for the win. And it was an incredible feeling. This is one of my favorite This is my favorite Magic card of all time. I played a lot of tournaments back in the day with Cryptic Command. Various teachings decks, block constructed decks. Even in Modern, I played this card. So yeah, really, really love this card. And I was really, really happy to be able to flex the Cryptic Command muscles because it's been a while in this draft. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Also, check out TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you need booster boxes, you can pre-order probably boxes of Edge of Eternity soon, but if you wanted to buy some Final Fantasy stuff, check out tcgplayer.com and hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for all your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories needs. You need playmats, deck boxes, playmats, deck boxes, sleeves, dice boxes, all that good stuff to make sure you're ready for your next tabletop experience. Check out heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.